A very good evening. It's a Friday, the 20th day of September 2024, coming to you live from the Uganda Catholic Secretariat here in Zambia is Uctv News this evening with me, Sunday Gloria Aboch. Let's take a look at the headlines.
Many projects, especially the big ones, do not reach their maturity stage. If I would put it on a scale, I would say between 70 to 80, could even go to 90.
As we move forward, we will continue to build on the successes and apply lessons learned to enhance our strategic communication initiatives.
And you're watching the Uganda Catholic Television. I'm Sunday Gloria Aboch with Uctv News, and now the news in detail. Starting with the Secretary of the Uganda Society of Architects, Catherine Muyinda, has asked architects in Uganda to uphold professionalism in Uganda in their work to prevent project failures. Muyinda highlighted at a construction symposium that around 79 to 80 buildings have stalled due to poor planning by architects, citing a lack of understanding of proper processes as a major issue. Muyinda emphasized the importance of hiring qualified architects to ensure projects are completed successfully and deliver value for investment.
Many projects, especially the big ones, do not reach their maturity stage. If I would put it on a scale, I would say between 70 to 80, could even go to 90, but I don't want to go to extreme. So you end up not having if it's complete, it's not complete to the right spec or standard that it was originally designed for. Or I've seen projects where the client says, let's take off 2 or 3 floors midway the construction because they can't handle that budget.
Your word of advice to developers in that line?
Well, engage a professional. I think very many people think a professional is expensive, but you save yourself a lot of headache if you have a professional team of qualified people to advise you before you start a project. Because then you ask the questions of for example, if I am going to do this size of project, how can, if my budget is in this range, what do we do? Do we scale back? The professional will tell you scale back, and if your budget is in this range and your financer is able to support you for this amount of money, truth be told, this is the amount of, this is the size of development that you can accommodate. That is told by that project team of the architects, engineers, the quantity surveyor. There is quite a lot of back and forth that goes back until when you make a decision as a developer before you engage in construction. It's a very
Now, the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism, in collaboration with the European Union and Uganda's National Counter-Terrorism Center, concluded a 3-day workshop in Kampala on the 19th of September 2024. The workshop, organized by the United Nations Counter-Terrorism Center, focused on providing technical training to enhance the monitoring and evaluation of strategic communication campaigns aimed at preventing and countering violent extremism in Uganda. Now, Colonel Alex Tumushabe, Director of Planning and Policy at Uganda's National Counterterrorism Center, emphasized the importance of the workshop in strengthening the effectiveness of the existing strategies.
Dear participants, today marks the end of our 3 days workshop for monitoring and evaluation for strategic communication campaigns. This workshop has been very engaging, and I am happy everybody participated, and I am very much encouraged once again to ensure that we did not waste any single time, but we used it as planned. So team, I thank you so much. Our monitoring and evaluation efforts have provided valuable insights into the effectiveness of our strategic communication campaigns. We have seen key successes such as increased awareness, changed perceptions, and improved engagements. Therefore, these results demonstrate the input of our strategic communication efforts and inform our future campaigns. We therefore will continue to refine our approaches to optimize our communication strategies and campaigns. As we move forward, we will continue to build on the successes and apply lessons learned to enhance our strategic communication initiatives. As far as the project is concerned,
these 3 days have really been about collaboration,
but also, taking significant strides towards real and measurable change. We looked at the PCV campaigns that you were able to develop last year, and now at a place where we're like, what next? Once you start implementing those campaigns, how do you actually see whether there's any impact in the work that you're doing? Do you have the right stakeholders? Do you have a media strategy, a communication strategy? And at the end of it all, where did you land? And how can you continue to improve and learn from all the data that you're collecting? UNOCT, we are poised to harness your collaboration and just ensuring that we support you in your interagency coordination efforts. We want to support the government initiatives, the community-led initiatives, and really all ensuring that whatever it is we're implementing is in line with the national mandate and ideas, which hopefully we will see when the national strategy on PCVET comes out the other year.
Welcome back. Now on to other news. The deputy in charge of married women at AMDA, Marlene Begumana, at the AMDA caravan in Rushoka, led a training in Wesiwera parish where couples shared valuable insights on sustaining healthy marriages. Begumana highlighted that one of the biggest challenges today is men who are reluctant to improve themselves for their wives. She emphasized that women are the key to a successful marriage and that it is the man's responsibility to cherish the key. On the issue of domestic violence, she encouraged women as mothers of wisdom to embrace forgiveness and not view divorce as the primary solution.
People in Tungamo district were filled with new tricks to keep their marriages moving forward. Marlene Begumana, the deputy in charge of married women AMDA, has conducted a class in Wesiwera parish where married people have shared a number of things that can help keep their marriages moving forward.
We shared holistically what is involved and what we should be, that married person that God wants us to be. Yes, we first met married men and women, and we shared. It was a wonderful experience. We shared so many things, especially to do with the marital bed. The marital bed. How would we make it a climax of the happy marriage? And we have shared a lot, and I'm grateful. The people of Wesiwera have opened up. We have exchanged, we have shared, we have learned from each other.
Begumana says that the biggest challenge in marriage today are the men who do not want to better themselves for their women.
The biggest challenge we discovered here is that while women are so much into learning how to better their marriages, not most men are into improving themselves. Yeah, when women learn things, they come home and men have not learned, so they're not on the same level. But today we are lucky. We had a big number of men, and they are very positive that they are going to be better.
She adds that women are the key to a happy marriage, and men are meant to hold that key carefully.
First of all, we have learned and have agreed that a woman, if I can put it in our local context, is a woman is Nyenabwenje, or you can call a woman as the mother of wisdom, who will be able to have that knowledge that will help her to navigate through challenges, opportunities, and everything as far as marriage is concerned. And we have accepted we are going to be the ones to lead. Yeah, they have the key to the happy marriage, while the men are the key holders. They're only holding the key, but we are the ones to use the key to open the door to the happy marriage.
When it comes to domestic violence, she says that women, as mothers of wisdom, are supposed to always be forgiving and not refer to divorce as a solution.
Domestic violence here was not so much a challenge, though it is there, but not so big of a challenge. But we are saying what is causing the violence. Sometimes is the spouse A it does something not very evil, but spouse B in response, they cause more violence than one who began the whole thing. Yes, but we are saying we are mothers of wisdom. We are going to see how to manage. We even studied about conflict management in family setup. Yeah, and the most violence comes from the conflict unresolved. But we have said we can resolve the conflict peacefully. Yeah, with both the spouse, the parents and relatives, in-laws, and even the village neighbors. So we have said you have learned about conflict resolution, not to keep the conflict for a long time, not to be annoyed and go to bed with anger. Even had to quote the Bible where it says never go to bed with anger. So violence, we have said, we have talked about it, and we have said it shouldn't be the thing. But of course, when the Bible says when something which God has put together, no one should separate, I can't tell a woman to leave her marriage, and if she says enough is enough.
Story by M. Frank and Crystal Henry, UCTV.
Thank you very much for that report. You are watching UCTV News. Let's take a break and we'll return with more stories.
UCTV, good news for all.
Thank you very much for keeping it here on the Uganda Catholic Television. You're watching UCTV News with me, Sunday Gloria Aboch. Now let's continue with tonight as we take you to Our Lady of Kiwewo Shrine in Rwanda, where Father Okello Ronald Reagan, the Executive Secretary for the Education at the Uganda Episcopal Conference, marking 14 years of priesthood. Father Okello reflected on the honor of commemorating this milestone at such a sacred site, as he encouraged aspiring seminarians to pursue their calling with conviction, hard work, and prayer.
Father Okello Ronald Reagan, the Executive Secretary for Education at the Uganda Episcopal Conference, marked 14 years in priesthood during a solemn mass celebrated at Our Lady of Kiwewo Shrine in Rwanda. The mass took place in Apparition Chapel of Kiwewo, where all animating priests were present. This included Reverend Father Walter Wokorach, the Diocesan Youth Chaplain of Nebi Catholic Diocese, Reverend Father Aluma Wadri Robert, a lecturer at the National Seminary in Katigondo, Reverend Father Gonzaga Waziwazi, the Youth Chaplain of Sorority Catholic Diocese, and Reverend Father Stephen Chandia, the Vice Rector of the St. Mary's National Major Seminary, Gaba, along with Ugandan pilgrims. Reverend Father Okello Ronald Reagan, the Executive Secretary for Education at the Uganda Episcopal Conference, expressed that it was an honor to commemorate this milestone at such a significant location dedicated to the Blessed Mother Mary.
It has been such an honor to celebrate my 14th anniversary in the priesthood, especially in the Chapel of Apparition. It is such an honor to be back in the house of Mother Mary, to say thank you to her, but also to ask her to grant me many more years in service in the priestly ministry. 14 years appears to be long, but it's been a short time. I served for about 1 year in the parish, but immediately I was transferred to the minor seminary as a vice rector to form young boys in the minor seminary, prepare them for priesthood. I served there for about 6.5 years. Then the bishops asked me to help in the Department of Education as the Executive Secretary for Education.
Reverend Father Okello encouraged those aspiring to join the seminary to commit fully to their vocation, emphasizing the importance of conviction, prayer, and hard work, and listening to their fomenters. He cautioned the prospective priests against entering the ministry with expectation of material gain, warning that such expectations will lead to disappointment.
One thing I normally used to say to my seminarians, the boys in the minor seminary, is do everything out of conviction. And if you feel God has called you, pray, work hard for it, and listen to your formators. Those are the steps that help you in formation. Because as the word says, formation, that means there are those who have been entrusted with the task of helping you be a better person. So be it your parish priest in the parish, be it your formators in the seminary, but also the Christian community. They help us a lot in forming us. Don't come to the priestly ministry with an expectation of any material gain. Come with the expectation to serve God. That is a ministry of service, service to God. But above all, to enrich yourself as a person, and then also the faithful outside. So if you come with any other ulterior motive, you may get disappointed. Because God uses us and wants us also to do His will in our lives. When you come to do your will in priesthood, I'm sorry, you might be a failure.
Reverend Father Walker Roch shared reflections on the challenges they faced alongside Father Kelo during their time in the seminary, particularly during a period marked by civil war and violence which led to many of their colleagues to abandon their studies.
In year one, our test came. Our trials came when the rebels came and they were like, wanting to pursue us and to abduct us because there was a leakage that those in the seminary are very energetic young celibate boys who are very strong. They could be good army people. So they were targeting the seminary to come and capture, abduct us. So the rector by then was Reverend Father Monsignor Kosipakol Sabino Doki Ochan, now the Bishop of Arua, was our rector by then. And he took us from Alokulum there. He transferred us to Masaka. They call it Katigondu 2. A life of sacrifice, and many of us left the seminary by that time. Those who did not have the heart to persevere, they left the seminary. But with Okello, he was able to persevere just like any other. He had very good result of Senior 6, and some of us kept on. But other people looked at their results and said, no, we can't go. All of us, we passed very well. But of course, the issue was, is the call there? So something special about Okello, that I celebrate him today. He's a very intelligent man and committed. And now that he serves as the priest in charge of education, the executive secretary of education department in the country, the Catholic Secretariat, that's the rightful job, the rightful service.
Father Kelo Ronald Reagan highlighted the essence of priestly ministry lies in serving the faithful. He stressed the importance of accepting and serving everyone equally, which he considered the greatest aspect of their calling.
But the most important thing in the priestly ministry is we need to avoid clericalism. We need to avoid this aspect, I'm a priest or what? Yes, we know you're a priest. The issue is the priestly ministry must be at the service of the lay faithful. And therefore, accepting each and every person is number one. Two, dealing with the young, the old, the poor, the rich in equal measure, for me, I would see as the best thing in the priestly ministry.
The pilgrimage not only celebrated Father Kelo's significant milestone, but also reinforced the values of dedication, service within the priesthood.
Thank you for watching. Now let's take a look at what is making history today in our segment Today in History. Thank you very much for watching Uctv News, and that marks the end of our bulletin tonight. So we do appreciate your time. I wish you a very nice weekend. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. Keep watching the Uganda Catholic Television. Good news for all.